We wanted to have a very dynamic sense of the combat in our game in Prototype. We wanted to have a character who's very flexible, very fast, capable of doing a lot of things.
Alex is a shapeshifter, so what we mean by that is he has two kind of major abilities. One is the ability to consume and become anyone, so he has the power of disguise.
If you got 4 or 5 guys guarding the entrance to a base, well, you can lure one around the corner, make a little noise, get him to investigate. You can consume him, take his disguise. Now you're him. You're the commander walking through.
And then he has what we call attack, sensory, and defensive powers.
If you want, whip out your claws. You can take him out that way too.
We actually have a weapon called Blade, which is one of your limbs turns into a huge razor-sharp blade. And that's not so useful against crowds, for example, but it's really useful against heavily armored opponents like tanks or APCs, where you can really just rip through the armor really quickly.
We want the player to feel the satisfaction of being able to slice his way through obstacles.
They're all kind of biologically driven, and they're triggerable in an instant, in a flash.
As you perform actions successfully in the game, you gain experience points. You'll be able to unlock new powers, new abilities.
The currency of the game is what we call evolution points. You earn evolution points by doing stuff, beating missions, beating bosses, killing enemies, destroying stuff. You use that currency in the upgrade portion of the game, and you can buy upgrades.
So the player can kind of mix and match these different powers, and depending on the different scenario he's in, or the mission he's undertaking, or the enemies that he's fighting.
Our previous game was the Hulk Ultimate Destruction, featuring the Hulk, action hero, over-the-top character, but pretty big. Alex Mercer is much smaller in size, much more agile.
Movement in our world is an extremely important part of our game. You can literally run up a building, 80-story skyscraper, pile drive into a helicopter that's maybe 20 stories below, hit the ground, and while you're falling to the ground, transform into your full body armor with, say, a blade arm and start running through the crowds, because blade arm is great to drag behind you through a crowd, as you might imagine.
So we wanted to have powers which make the player basically just feel really powerful and really well equipped, like a deadly character.
The way he flips over the lip of a wall or around a sign is all done automatically. You're just pressing the left joystick. You know, you could have a cube van that's exploded and it's flipping 100 feet in the air on fire, and you can parkour up that.
Well, if you're a regular soldier, you're just not going to be able to take that sort of thing on. With this game concept that we have for Prototype, with this character that we have a character who is extremely powerful and literally can be a one-man army.
We did that because this game's about heavy-duty combat. You can't be picking the next brick, you know, interactively, manually in our game, because you're being shot at by, you know, an Apache helicopter with missiles.
Using that horsepower of the next generation systems, and by also equipping the player with a really powerful character, we're really trying to find a way to make the most out of next gen power.
Contact over.